Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. Today we are doing the October Premium Sketchbox. I am trying the Premium subscription for 3 months before I put Sketchbox on hold for a while, and I'm excited for this. The artist is Angie Jerez. You can pause that to get her Instagram and website address. And here we have a Strathmore sketchbook. This is a 3x9 inch sketch paper pad. It's $4.99 US. We have two Copic Multiliner pens, the medium brush in black and the 0.3 millimeter in Cobalt. I was very excited to get these because I love multiliners, but I didn't have a brush yet and I didn't have the Cobalt. We have the SketchLiner from Montana. This is a 0.1 millimeter fine point pen, retails for $4.19 US. And there's the Cobalt multiliner. We have the Higgins Black Magic marker. This is a 1 millimeter bullet nib, and it's $6.15 US. The Dynasty Black and Gold 1/4 inch flat brush. Beautiful brush. I love it. It's $9.45 US, so it's getting up there, but it is definitely worth it. And last but not least, we have the Kuretake Zig Sumi Ink 60, which retails for $8.34 US, and it's a decent size pot of ink. It does do really good washes, and it's not waterproof completely, but when it is really dry, it's gonna hold up pretty well to put in a little bit of washes on top. Overall, I was really excited to get this. I knew that there would be Copic items in the box, and I was worried that there was going to be like a jar of Copic White or something, because I have a jar of Copic White that I've barely used. I don't need another one yet. Here we go, just testing out the pens. You've probably heard me talk a lot about Copic multiliners if you've been here for any length of time, because I love them. So I'm not really going to talk about them. If you really want to know about them, go check out my fine liner review in preparation for Inktober that I did at the end of September. I talk about them there. Here I'm just testing how waterproof they are. They are all fairly water resistant, but they're not waterproof. As you can see here, I did get some to pull up on that Kuretake ink. The looks like the Higgins also ended up bleeding a bit too, but the Montana and the two Copic pens, they appear to be waterproof. Now at first I didn't know what to draw for this, but the Drawn to Curry's list that I've been following for Inktober, one of their prompts for the week that I ended up actually completing this drawing was feathers, and I thought that would be really cool. I had just done the scrawler box piece, and I was not ready to go to bed yet, even though it was probably 2 in the morning. So I went ahead and did feathers. So I'm going in with that Cobalt multiliner from Copic, and just inking over the sketch lines that I did, refining these two feathers. I regret making the center, whatever you call that, quill, I don't know, of the right hand side feather so thick so far up, but I think it's okay. In my mind, I was envisioning the goose feathers that I used to collect on the beach all the time as a kid. The greater Vancouver area in British Columbia has Canada geese everywhere, so I would always find these feathers and clean them up and bring them home, and Mom would get worried that there was all sorts of ticks and diseases and stuff in them, but I didn't care. I actually took the cartridge out of a regular Bic ballpoint pen at one point and shoved it up inside the quill of a goose feather and made a feather quill pen. It's not a dip pen, it's just a Bic pen, but it's a feather pen, and it still works amazingly. It's approaching 20 years old. Which means Bic pens are really good. Hadn't really thought about that. So just to get everything used, I did use that Montana SketchLiner pen for some of these hatchy details in the feathers. And now I'm going back with the Cobalt and putting some more blue closer to that center quill thing. I really need to find out what the technical term is for that. And now it's time to make a wash with that Kuretake ink. I'm doing a wash over the feathers to tint them before I go in and do the center of the feathers and the background. So while you're watching that, just a little housekeeping, the stuff I always mention. I will be linking my website, my Redbubble shop, and all of my social media down below. Do go and check that out. If you have artwork of your own, please do find me on social media and share it. I love seeing what everybody else is working on. And if you'd like to see your art featured on my channel, I do want to start putting artwork from other people in my end cards. So whatever you want to share with me, tag me or use the hashtag LookJennaYT anywhere on the social media platforms that I link down below, and I will find it, and once I get enough, I'm going to start doing that in the end cards. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope that excites you too. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel, hit like, leave a comment. I do try to reply to all the comments. I love reading them. I also usually end up pinning a comment. Could be you. So here I'm using that Copic Multiliner in the brush nib to fill in the center of the feathers, make them a solid black. Using a bit of negative space techniques there to show the overlapping feathers. Excuse the strange noise if you can hear something in the background. My cat has found something interesting to claw at on the couch. Looks like my husband left a bag of chips out. And here we're using that Higgins Black Magic to do the background. If you're not familiar with the Higgins Black Magic marker, this is essentially a paint marker, like any of those like Posca pens and whatnot, those acrylic pens that you see a lot of artists using. You do have to pump the nib to get flow the first time, and then if you find there's not enough there, you pump the nib again to get more to flow. But unlike Posca and all those other acrylic paint pens, this isn't acrylic paint. This is Higgins India ink. I really like how solid this is going down. And I was really surprised with this paper, this Strathmore Sketch Paper. It's only 60-pound recycled paper, and it's sketch paper. It's meant for dry medias, but they gave it to us with all of these inks, you know, including a jar of ink for making washes and this ink pen that's getting quite wet. The paper dried really flat again after that, the wash with the Kuretake ink, but not so much with this Black Magic marker. I did end up bringing out the blow dryer and flattening it out after, but it just didn't go as flat after the Black Magic marker as it did after the Kuretake ink wash, and I didn't artificially dry it after that Kuretake. It just dried and flattened on its own quite quickly. So yeah, really impressed with that sketch paper. It does seem to be able to handle some light wetting. It's probably decent as a light use mixed media paper, but really I would keep it with dry medias. It is called Sketch. And it's a really cool paper size to have, like 3x9. I've never seen that before. I'm wondering if that's something that was made for SketchBox because of the dimensions of their box, or if this is something I could actually go out and buy. I'm gonna have to look that up. Does anybody else find it satisfying to watch the tape peeling off and leaving that nice clean border? So, here's my feathers using the SketchBox October Premium materials. What do you think? Did you like these as much as I did? I hope you did. Anyway, as I said, I will leave all of my links down below. Please go check them out. Hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.